Welcome back to Are You Ready for Your Inspection podcast. I hope you are well and the sun shines. I'm a little bit fixated about the blue sky, aren't I? Really wet, really fixated. So I need to stop because it stresses me out. But we've got blue sky today. I'm going to own it. We've got blue sky. Okay. So hello, if you are listening to this and I'm in your ears. I don't very often listen to myself during a podcast. Every now and then I will do that. And I've realised I really do have a strong Hampshire accent. So, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But if you are watching this on YouTube, hi, it's great to see you. So what is today's podcast all about? So today's podcast was all about what are Ofsted looking for. So, we give these podcasts and they're 10 minutes of golden nuggets of information. So the podcast this week is all about what are Ofsted are looking for. Now, if I could wave a magic wand, about what Ofsted are looking for on this particular occasion, I would be a millionaire. Or if I put a pound or a penny, I would be a millionaire. Just like if somebody could tell me how to solve the staff recruitment crisis, I would be a millionaire. But I'm obviously not, because I'm in my studio and not on a luxury yacht, which, we all want to experience one day. Not sure that's going to happen. Anyway, digressing again, Dooley. I'm sorry. Okay, so what are Ofsted looking for? Okay, so there are a number of things that they need to be seeing. They need to be seeing that there is lots of interaction going on in your setting. So when we talk about interaction, we mean interaction with children, because that would relate to behaviour. We're also relating it to staff, practitioners and children, and how they're getting down to their level, making eye contact, listening to their voices. Do you remember I always say this? Children's voices, children's choices. They're also will be looking for the fact of how staff interact with each other. So I'll give an example of that would be like if a staff member leaves the room, do they just leave the room, or do they say, I'm just leaving the room, you've got so many children, I'll be back in 2 minutes, I just need to go and get or make a bottle or something like that. So yes, so for me, what are Ofsted looking for? The interaction is really important, and then that links to quality of education. And the quality of education is all about the intentions then. What is it that you want those children to learn? What do they know now? And what is it that you want them to learn next? Okay, that's what they want to be able to see. And they want to see that your curriculum is clear, concise, and sequenced. Now, when Ofsted said about doing your curriculum, that was just amazing. But quite a few settings got a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, because they were just like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. And if you need help with the curriculum, let us know, because it's probably our best seller is Devise Your Own Curriculum Training. And you get access to it for a year, and I think there are 7 or 8 videos in there. There's worksheets and things in there that you can download to mind map all your ideas. But our curriculum actually has been mentioned in Ofsted reports. Our 4 pillars of our curriculum gets mentioned. So for me, that's really important, because we know it works. And we now know that if it's embedded in the setting, it is going to be pure gold. Anyway, digressing. So Ofsted are looking for that you've got a clear, concise and sequenced curriculum. Okay. They want to see that actually there is a sense of well-being in your setting. They want to be able to see that their stress levels are lower and the children have the most amazing experiences that are able to give them the best outcomes. A classic example of this, and I will talk about this in another podcast, is talking about children's cultural capital. Now, your inspector's not going to say to you, what is your cultural capital? Because that's not what it's about. They need to be able to see it in practice. So an example of this was a setting that I've done a few videos of, that we've supported a few years ago, and they've got phenomenal results. Is that they've looked at where those children are, and there are a number of children there who are vulnerable, looked at the experiences that they've got at home and thought, what is it that we need to do to give them those experiences in the setting, and actually so that when they go to school they were able to be able to share those experiences and say that they've had them. So for example, for this setting, and I will go into this further hopefully, if I can get all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, if that's the way it goes, is the fact that these children have never experienced able to go into a takeaway, go into a fish and chip shop. Now you might say, and I remember this setting really, really clearly, when I went out and did an audit with them many years ago, they didn't have a very good inspection, so we were asked to go in to support them. So I went in and did an audit where I said, right, okay, let's see where you are so that I have something where to work towards. And I remember on their lunchtime, and I remember it so clearly, and I say this all the time, is the fact that they were giving the children, I think it was, sausages, smiley faces and spaghetti hoops or something like that. Oh, I don't know what that little pod thing is. I need to turn that off. Anyway, so what they did, that's really confused me. If you're watching this on YouTube, I've just had a little thumbs up on my Zoom. I need to turn that app off. I don't know how to turn it off, so that's Anthony's job. And I remember saying to them, about talking about healthy eating and, thinking about the food that they're giving the children. And the manager was so good. She said to me, really put me in my place, but I took it on board and I would never, ever do this again. Never. So I reflected on the way that I audited and inspected, is that she said that if they did not give these children, this is the type of food that they have at home, if they did not give them this food now, they would never eat. So they would go home hungry. And quite often they would do quite a lot of food and they would put it in takeaway boxes so that actually the parents give it to them at home as well. And actually for me, that was huge. That was like, oh my God. And that actually did put me in my box. It did put me in my box. Actually made me go, do you know what? They've looked at where those children are. They've looked at what they're not getting at home and they're delivering it in the setting. So for me, that was phenomenal practice. Absolutely phenomenal. And they did it with the inspection. So it's still going on where they've given those children experiences. So they have fish and chips for lunch, but instead of serving it on the plate, they serve them in newspaper. How amazing is that? Do you know, like when you go to a chippy, how great would it be if you had cones as well? Do you remember the cones you get when you go to the chippy? I can't remember the last time I went to the chip shop. It's actually making me want to go to the chip shops. I'm really sorry. So, and also the children ate with the wooden forks. So actually they were linking so many areas of learning and EYFS, those areas of learning from the EYFS, that actually they were also giving those children that extra knowledge and experience. So actually they can say they've had that when they've not getting that at home. That was amazing. So that to me is really good practice. Is the fact is, what is it that you are experiencing or putting into place for children, so that actually they are able to experience it and they don't get it at home. Think about those types of things. And when I put a video out, I think it was Instagram or TikTok, and I did the video and it said, quite a few people said, oh, we do this where we get the ice cream man to come in, or we get this thing where we get takeaways, we get an Indian takeaway, and that's how we do these things. That is for amazing, because not everybody experiences able to do those luxury things that you and I probably are thinking it's just run of the mill things. Although if you're anything like me, I'm a little bit of a tight bottom, and I don't do takeaways very often. I'd rather just have a piece of toast, when the money's a little bit tight at the end of the month. Yes, that is me, egg on toast at the end of the month. Okay, do not judge. I actually quite like egg on toast, if I'm honest. Okay. So the other thing that your inspector is going to be wanting to see is what they're going to be looking for is to see how organised you are. How organised you are if you're listening to this as a leader of a setting or a leader of a room. How organised are you to ensure that those experiences for the staff and the children run smoothly? And obviously, all of these things, you need to be making sure that you are compliant, which is why we did the compliant audit toolkit, which is just one of our best sellers. So if you, I think I've probably got it here because I was talking about it, inspection, like this, okay? It is literally amazing toolkit. But that's not to say that you can't do that yourself. Go to the statutory framework and go and take each point and look at it and rate yourself where you are on that, okay? So for me, that's something to think about is what are those experiences you're giving the children and making sure that you are compliant. Organises, steady. I put a post out yesterday, I think it says, but it's steady about slow and steady wins the race. And I was like, oh my God, that's a really good quote. And obviously, you know that I like a good quote. So those are the things that you need to be thinking about. Also, what you've got to be mindful of as well is if anything's going on in the area, you making sure that you're safeguarding and your local trends, you know what's going on in your safeguarding partnership. Go and check their websites to actually see where they are. What's going on in your settings. There's that thumbs up again. No idea to switch that off. Need to do that. And so thinking about making sure that your staff team have a clear understanding about safeguarding. And we shouldn't be just doing that for inspections. We know that. We should be doing that every day anyway. I'm not going to beat on my drum about that, but I will say that you do need to be making sure that, safeguarding is really, really, really important. Probably the top important ones. Okay. So that is a podcast today and I will be doing another one of this because there is so much more that what Ofsted are going to be looking for and also what things are going to be going on. So for example, in the press at the moment is sadly the details and the court case of the baby that died and of a practitioner deputy manager who extremely poor practice on babies on how they put them to sleep, and sadly this baby died. And actually thinking about it, why this wasn't the first time that she'd done this type of practice, but nobody thought to whistleblow. And that is a big thing at the moment. And so much so that actually some settings have asked me a number of weeks ago, and we've got that plan to actually do whistleblow training one evening for 2 hours for the whole team, which for me is amazing because we need to know what whistleblowing is all about. So maybe that's another podcast that I can do to give you some top tips on to ensuring that staff have a clear understanding of what whistleblowing is. Okay, so if you want some more information about our help, our curriculum, or why not give our Inspection Hub a chance? Why not join our membership just for 1 month? Let us know what you think, how you're going to do, what you can take from it. Join the most amazing people that are on there, and we meet every month, we have conversations, and we're just about to launch the fact that our membership is on a new platform, and we're really excited about it, and we would love you to join us. So if you would like to join, let us know, and we will give you some more details. But from me to you, I hope you're good, stay safe. I said stay safe because I say this all the time, and I've said this ever since COVID. Sending much love. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy whatever you're doing while you're listening to this, whether it's on a walk or you are doing something like washing up or doing something. I hope you have a great day. And if you need us, give us a shout. Take good care.